Not anymore.
Don't
For
hurt
sure.
them. They don't understand. They don't know what they're doing. Be better than them. Please.
Oh, this is gory.
Now, I bring your death.
Oh my god. Now he got the stiletto nails.
I don't know how I went this long without seeing this show.
bougie.
I seen the comments and I will say, y'all did not
Say.
disappoint. Off the first episode alone, they got me. So we see this girl who made her way through a field of skeletons, fought off some bats, all in order to enter this castle. The reason she's here is to gain knowledge so she can become a doctor. First thing that came to mind is how her survival instincts are non-existent. If the skeletons on
Exactly.
sticks and bats in broad daylight
Go to
didn't
a
tip you
castle to
off,
become a
then
doctor?
surely a 7'9" man wearing all
Okay.
black teleporting around you will set off some alarms. He goes, oh, so you want knowledge? What will you trade for it?
Perhaps I could help you
No,
relearn
now
some
he talking
manners.
in our ear.
He said, the fuck? That one baffled him. He ain't never
He
got
said,
a
"Come here,
response like
girl.
that.
You listen."
And
Wait,
you
what
know
is
how lucky she is that this man wasn't a bit peckish? You coming to his doorstep is like getting free Uber Eats. But he kind of liked her vibe, so he showed her what she wanted to see. Science. This was just the start of their relationship, but 20 years later, they got her on a stake saying she's a witch. But even when betrayed, she's still asking for them to be forgiven. Now, he doesn't even know what's going on. He's been traveling like a normal man because that's what she wanted. He came to visit but sees her house burned down. The old lady tells him how they took her and by now, she's already dead. That right there is when he lost it. The slither of hope he had for humanity is now completely gone. He pulls up on him.
Oh yeah, he ready to crash out.
Yeah. He said,
You have
everybody
one
gonna get it today.
1 year to
Right.
make
Not my
your
Dutty
peace.
gal.
Then I'll
Not
wipe all
my
human
baby.
life from this land. You
No.
took that of which I love.
Oh, you know everybody's
so I will
scared.
take
You know everybody's
everything.
scared. But not everybody gonna get it.
He said every
And he
man,
was-
woman, and
So a
child.
year went by
Not
with the king
nobody
telling his
scared.
people, yeah, he was lying. A year has
Why
passed
so
and
long,
we're still
though?
alive.
Ew.
Says that as the
Long
sky
ass
turns bloody
face.
red. Last time I checked, the sky doesn't turn that color. And from that point, they were doomed. It started raining blood. Some creatures were falling from the sky. I done told y'all what was gonna happen. You had your chance to make peace with your god, and this is what you do. Celebrate the day you killed
Damn.
my wife. Proceeds to spawn in his
crazy.
castle and let his army go to work.
Period.
Nobody was safe. It was
Yeah,
a
get
full-blown
off.
massacre. This dude thought he was safe hiding in the house, but it only takes 4 kills to get that UAV. You are not surviving. Then we see this other
said,
talent.
"I got this, I'm good."
Dirty
He
lady.
was not good.
Pants
He
down,
was not
scratching
good.
her ass in the middle of the street.
Why is it already stinking? Oh
I
my
like her.
goodness.
She's so funny.
It already stink.
Nah, take this town out next. And I kid you not, these two were for real talking about somebody fucking goats. I don't know. But the same guy runs in saying the army has been spotted coming west, closing on Gresset, which I assume is a rich city because this guy was like, good riddance. All great houses need to be taken out. And the worst of them all, the Belmonts. We should have killed them years ago. The fuck? So this guy
Watch him
goes
be the
over
first one
trying
to
to
go.
get another drink, and he definitely did this on purpose. Flashed his family crest. No way you did that by accident. You could have pulled out the money when you was sitting at the table. You trying to start shit. And that's exactly what he did. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not fighting a man who, for one,
just like her
has
right now,
the
sipping my
Sasuke
drink
haircut.
like,
That alone is enough for me to look the other way. But if that's not enough, he also has a sword and a whip on hand. So if you continue to fight after knowing that, you might as well start punching yourself, because at this point you're asking to get your ass beat. And it doesn't help when your crew's a bunch of idiots. How does your own man step on your face? He then proceeds to work the Beasley. This guy got it
Yeah,
the worst
beat
though.
their ass.
I don't know what broke that caused that bleeding, but whatever it is never going to be the same. Now a few days passed, he
Never
made
gonna
it
be the
aggressive.
same.
And it's crazy how the army already attacked here, took babies from cribs, put heads on display, and niggas still acting like nothing happened. Dude's chilling on the steps drinking a beer like it's a normal Saturday.
He just
They
stressed,
even
though.
said that the army comes
Where
every
they go?
Now,
night.
you know, he
Yet y'all
look
still
like
have
the
markets
type of
set up.
person that don't
Y'all
be knowing
have
what
a
type of
pile
day
of
it is,
bodies
what time
under
it
your
is.
bridge.
He just
And
let
Shorty right here was
fly
talking
by
about some,
him.
oh, they'll eventually leave us alone.
Eventually.
Hey, pal. You just blowing from
Y'all
Whenever
did.
you stop.
Okay,
Yay.
I know you wasn't there when Dracula gave his order, but he said, kill them all, every last one. I don't give a damn if they're 1 year old or 100. Not a soul is innocent. And if you need proof, the lady down the block got her baby took from her crib. Go ask her about it. I promise you're not safe. Maybe Dracula was right, because if our common sense is this low, we deserve everything that's coming. Then later on, we see these two guys trying to kill this old man. The old man is what they call a speaker, which is a tribe that speaks, I guess. I don't know what they really do. I don't think they have powers or anything. They just remember stuff. But people here think they're the ones to blame for what's happening. Anyways, Trevor uses his whip, taking his thumb off, said that was a quote-unquote accident.
Kill the bastard.
Oh, that's cold-blooded.
Yeah, he was like, how did you
fight him?
Kill him now.
There wasn't a bone in that man's body that wanted to fight him. He was contemplating on turning around and he finally built up the courage.
Right, he did that to you. Like,
He should have just ran, right? He should have just ran.
Damn. His options, he chose the wrong one.
But at least he had heart, though. At least he had heart, right?
Right.
the other guy was gonna beat him up if he didn't
He had
fight.
enough heart to know that was his last day on Earth, last moment on Earth.
Facts.
Get his eye whipped out. Should have gone with your gut and ran. Hope you can pull off the Nick Fury. So he escorts old man back to his people, and we get a quick little rundown on Trevor's family, the House of Belmont. It's short and simple, really. They've been exiled, hated, and burned out of the ancestral home. They were excommunicated by the church, banished, disowned, lands taken away because they were seen as evil. Word is they dealt with black magic. Don't know how true that is yet. They asked what his plans were, and he said, find some more food, find some drinks, get drunk, eat some more food, move on. Maybe find a tall tree and just enjoy the show. You feel no compassion. This is what they asked for, right? My family were the only ones who could fight back, but they didn't want us. What about the ordinary people? They didn't get a choice.
For evil bastards to win power, all ordinary people have to do is stand aside and keep quiet. There's always a choice.
Okay.
Pretty much, he said he ain't fighting for nobody anymore. Now, he does have a little soft spot for the speakers since they go through similar things. So when they heard they have a missing member, which is old man's grandson, he said, look, if I get your grandson, you have to agree to leave the city. Deal accepted. So he gets there, fell down like 2 traps, and that's when he seen the missing member. Turned to stone, and the one who did it revealed themselves, a cyclops. And in every form of media, we know that cyclopses are sorry, so we're not worried. The thing I was confused about, though, was how are you gonna hide behind a pillar and let this big beast sneak up on you? His footsteps sound like cannons. How did you not hear that? Not only that, but he gripped your entire torso, threw your ass into the light. Now, of course, it's still a cyclops, so he handled it. Used the whip to slash his head with the sword, jumped off Bro's body and got a clean headshot. And turns out that so-called grandson is actually a granddaughter. I can already tell you're joining the squad. Go ahead and accept that party invite. Also, her name is...
Oh my God.
Who?
Yeah, not even gonna try to pronounce that. Which y'all feeling more? Jennifer Lawrence, Emma Stone, maybe Emilia Clarke? I don't know what I'm feeling yet. It's going to be one of those 3. So they made it back. He said, okay, I got your member. You're leaving tonight. And the moment he stepped foot in town, he got confronted by more church members. They just told him to pull up to talk with the bishop, which is the same guy who started all this mess, but he tells him, there's nothing you can do to save the speakers. They will die by sunset, but I'll give you a chance to live. Leave before then and you're free. And if you couldn't already tell, this man is corrupt. He wants all the other cities to be destroyed, so he'll be the only church and therefore the only one with power. So obviously Trevor tells the speakers what the bishop's plans is, but of course they argued, saying they can't leave innocent people when they're in need. Doesn't matter if they hate us, unlike the Belmonts, we're not pussy. Now, is that what they actually said? No, but it's definitely what they meant. And I'm guessing that gave us some type of motivation, because when the mob arrived, the speakers were nowhere to be seen. There was only Trevor standing there, menacingly. Now, before they start fighting, because we know they are, why out of all times are we choosing to do this now, when the sun is setting? Do we have to remind y'all that this is the time where the monsters come out? Y'all had all day to get this done, especially when Trevor went on a whole Elden Ring dungeon raid. And not only that, you told him your entire game plan, not gonna lie, is natural selection at this point. You can't get mad if Trevor tags the monsters in and they
He's
start
doing
rocking your
Mojo
shit
Jojo.
together.
Let me tell
Anyways,
you what I'ma
he
do.
took the cloak off for this one, had to show off the family crest. Threw some kunai, hit like 4 people with that. Elbow straight to the neck for this guy. You might need to eat out of a straw for the next 2 weeks. Runs past the mob, and did this nigga just let him do that? The guy had 10 business days to react. He just sat there and allowed his face to be used as a doormat. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. And I truly thought he was trying to avoid killing, but clearly I was wrong. Because the same guy from earlier pulls up and he's had a bad day. Not only did your eye get taken earlier, but now he uses you as a body shield and your other eye gets taken out. You can't get more unlucky than that. But then he slashes this guy's arm off, he's bleeding out. Slash the other guy's arm off, he's also bleeding out. Grab the spear, headshot, you're not getting up from that. And this is the only lucky guy, left with only an arrow on his back. And then look, here comes the monsters. God knew this was gonna happen. Pulled up on the bishop himself, and even they checked him.
You know this is your fault, right?
No, I saved this country.
Bitch, please. You killed the man's wife and trying to play victim. You ain't saved shit.
Oh, not the bishop.
Deserved, honestly. But back to Trevor when the
had to
entire
go,
village
though.
was still on.
He had to go.
And I think she's more of a Jennifer, not gonna lie. She's a magic user, obviously. Both fire and ice, that's hard. But Trevor wasn't just gonna leave like that. He said, "You, yo punk ass over here. Love telling others what to do. Let's see how you fare. You had no problem beating your old man this morning or lying to these people about the speakers.
The speakers brought this upon us!
They stood here to help you. It was your bishop who caused all this, the one who murdered a defenseless woman.
Damn.
Everyone here is innocent, except you."
Huh?
Everybody got a turn in. They all started stabbing him. And imagine if Trevor was lying. The guy couldn't even say a sentence. They just took his word for it. But that's when the demons were making their way. But Trevor's a Belmont. He knows how to take them out. Had everyone with long weapons at the front. Told the priest to make holy water and had everyone with a sword lace it with salt. Because that, for some reason, kills demons. So when they came through, Jennifer walled them off with ice. We're so lucky they're stupid because they must have forgot they had wings. This one just ran into the pikes.
You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
And they pretty much wiped them out. And I guess the higher ranked ones explode when they died. Or he was just being extra, one of the two. But that explosion caused them to fall down and look at this. Grab Jennifer and no words had to be said. They knew exactly what to do. Might be a dynamic duo right here. They ended up making their way to this room where a man arrives from a coffin. Now earlier, the speakers were talking about a story of a hero who slept beneath the city. The one who will stop Dracula, but Trevor immediately saw that this so-called hero is a vampire. But before this whole war started, we saw that a man confronted Dracula trying to stop him. Obviously, he got dealt with, but now that I think about it, you got done crazy. Dracula whoops your ass so bad. Now you stuffed yourself in a coffin. But Trevor doesn't know that part of the story. All he sees is a vampire.
I don't like your tone, Belmont.
I don't give a damn what you like. I'll kill you right here and now. Do you think you can?
Huh?
Until recently, you were nothing but a little bitch crying about how unfair the world is. You ain't gonna do shit. Got the first hit off, gave bro a belly button. They were kind of getting a gauge on each other until Trevor used his finger to redirect the whip. Not gonna lie, bro, you can't go 0 for 2 in the first season. That's a bad look.
Dang.
So he ends up catching the whip, taking it straight out of his hands, but he don't need it anyway. Got the sword on deck. He finally get personal with it. And he put his hand behind his back. We're in his domain now. Blocks the first swing, turns around, blocks the second. I don't even know how this next block was possible. Bro's arm is not obeying the laws of physics. Then he flips on the platform, teleports behind him, excellently by Trevor. I know that shit hurt the back though. Spine to the stair is not a good combo. Tries teleporting again, but Trevor with another read. He takes his turn back, but bro is not phased whatsoever. Finally uses both hands.
Please. This isn't a bar fight. Have some class.
So they started just throwing them shits until he broke Trevor's sword, but still landed the hit in the process. Shout out the king of the pirates. Knuckles straight to mouth. Now this was all just a test. We find out that he is actually the son of Dracula, Alucard, and he needs help to stop his father. And I will say that fit is clean. Bro caught his sword and
Nah,
walked
yeah,
into it to sheath it.
It's
I
fire.
wasn't
Yeah,
familiar
like
with
him,
your
he's fire.
game. So the next destination is the old Belmont house. Underneath is a library filled with generations of Belmont knowledge, and with these two on the team, they can actually make use of it. And when they were on the road, Alucard told us about how Dracula is a man of science. He has the knowledge that their society has forgotten ages ago. And pairing that knowledge with a man who's gone mad, it'll take a miracle to stop him.
Imagine it. A world without humans, under endless invented night. And Dracula in his castle. His revenge so horribly complete that there is nothing left to do but look out over a world without art or memory or laughter, and know that he did his work well. That he did it all for
I think
love.
it's the long blonde hair.
And of course, it's not going to be a
He's
night
giving
game or monster
You're
pull.
doing it.
Now,
He's giving
Alucard
the
and Trevor
serious
did their
guy,
thing, but
you know?
Jennifer, she moved like she's the Avatar. She's for real firebending right now. Before it can even shoot more flames, she grabs it.
Dang, okay, Jennifer.
Oh, that's cool.
You bad. Okay.
Okay.
She might be my favorite out of the three if she keeps this up. So
Yeah,
now we
she's cool.
finally get to see Dracula's
fire.
side. And nothing's changed. She still wants everyone dead. But what was surprising is how two of his most trusted generals are both human. His goal is to wipe out humanity, and they still stand with him. All we know of Hector here is that
They
he
want
had corrupt
immortality,
parents
that's
who
why.
hated him for being born.
Right.
So he said, you know what? I'm not dealing with this no
I
more.
would be one of them
Locked him
too.
inside the house
like,
and
man,
burned
fuck
it down.
them, bro.
Then
Just-
later
just
on,
let me
this
know.
dude confronts him
Whatever,
about
we
how
good.
sloppy the war has
Whatever you
been
want.
and immediately got checked. Look, if that glance reset his animation, he got quiet real quick. Also,
Regret.
both the humans are responsible for turning the dead into Dracula's soldiers, just in case if that's important later. Then we see the other guy who goes by Isaac, and we actually got to see his backstory, and long story short, this guy took him off the streets but caught him snooping through his book, so he asked him why. So I can help you. Oh. Why?
Because
He's a Templar?
I love you, Mom.
I love you.
Pause.
What?
Don't you
Yeah,
ever
Hey,
in
bro.
your life say
Bro.
some
I love you. How?
Yeah.
I mean, because the way he
Bro.
said that is.
I have a wife.
Yeah, that was an interesting choice of words. I mean, I'm just like, what you mean?
Yeah, he said he loved him like compassionately. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can tell the difference. That's crazy.
shit like that to me again. But I love you too.
Huh?
But I love you. Ooh.
Now, I understand why this dude became evil. I'd be damned if I'm trying to help someone and I get beat for it. I don't blame Isaac for what he did. Deserved, honestly. So I guess that's why he whips himself now, to remind him of his hatred or something. I don't know. But then we see this dude again.
Nigga
Nigga,
whipping himself?
what are you doing?
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Ain't no way you got checked like that again. Not gonna lie, you're actually a bitch. You got silently checked twice in the same day. I don't know if this is the right profession for you. So later
they're
on,
human.
everyone is arguing about how to
You're
move
that
forward,
whole
and Dracula had
vampire,
enough of
and
this
they're
until
human,
someone
and you
walks through the
scared
door. Whoever this is obviously has respect. They for real made way so she can walk through.
Okay.
And you know the first thing she does is ask why he didn't turn his wife
I
into a
just saw you,
vampire.
though.
Now, who do you think you are? To question what I do with my wife? You're 2 weeks late. You the last person here to question anything I do. Now, I
was a
really
good question,
wanted
though.
him to rock her real quick, but he has more patience than I thought. Had a one-on-one talk with her, and long story short, she only said that because she knew that's what everyone was thinking and gave him the perfect chance to answer their question. Yeah, I don't believe that one bit. Then immediately after, we see that they're still arguing. Hector and Carmilla believe attacking Brilia is the best choice. Conquering that city will prevent anyone from escaping. But Dracula says, and I quote, "Any city built over running water is a place that we, as vampires, should approach carefully."
What?
This is getting ridiculous. Vampires are so strong but so ass at the same time. Running water is a new one for me. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
How many weaknesses do y'all have? Sunlight, fire, somehow. Dracula was just a flame in the sky. A wooden stake specifically, garlic, and now running water. And it's not like they just know what their weaknesses are. There's a vampire out there who had a rough day, tried to take a shower and just died. Anyways, Isaac disagreed with their whole plan. He wanted to attack a big city, a city that had respect. And to add to his side, he told Dracula that his son is most likely in that area with the Belmont. And the vampires know the real reputation that Belmont's had. They used to be a problem, wiping them off the map for centuries. So Carmilla said, F all that. If a Belmont is alive, we're going to their home. Then afterwards, she tried talking Hector into going there without Dracula's permission. Now, shorty, you can do what you want, but I will not be getting on Dracula's bad side. Then we see this guy back at it talking crazy, and who could have guessed? Buddy got checked again. Now this is by Dracula though, so it's understandable, but still, why are you putting yourself in these situations? He came in there telling him if he kills all the humans, there won't be any food to eat. Now that is a good point. They don't want to live off animal blood, but Dracula didn't give a damn. And you can call me what you want, but the moment I noticed that Dracula, in fact, does not give a damn, I would have took my leave. I'd rather walk out with my dignity than this happened. He got you speed walking out the room. Any respect you once had is gone. But outside was Carmilla waiting.
I'm not gonna fuck you, Carmilla.
She proceeds to knock that man down the stairs. Like, how do you go down in a perfect spiral? She had you hitting every step. Today is just not your day, is it? But she then gave him her whole life story. How she was turned into a vampire centuries ago, but the man who done it grew old, cruel, and mad. She wasn't gonna let him control her life anymore, so she did what had to be done. But years later, she comes here to meet the leader of their nation, and what does she find? A mad, cruel old man. I'm already knowing you're gonna be dealt with. The last guy you murked was a nobody. You're dealing with Dracula now. This guy is the face of your race. There's not a vampire in the history of vampires that even has an inkling of his motion. Yeah, he's not eating right now, he's weaker than how he normally would be, but still, it's like Heimdall fighting Kratos. You think you're tough shit until Kratos actually tries. But once again, we see Carmilla trying to convince Hector, and she was really getting in his head saying, you know you're next, right? Why would a man set out to kill all humans allow ones to live amongst them? He is Dracula, Hector. Everything he told you was a lie. Your loyalty means nothing to a madman. Convince him to go to Brilia. While his forces leave the castle to take the town, my forces will take the castle and unseat Dracula, saving your life. And the fact that he didn't say no, I'm pretty sure we're looking at two portraits right now. Hector is easily swayed, but Isaac, on the other hand, guess who's back? The choices you made today weren't the best, but the worst you made is telling Isaac how he thinks Dracula should sit this one out. Let the rest of us take care of this for him. Set up livestock and pursue the war properly.
What are you even talking
without
about?
him.
You got
Mentioning even the slightest betrayal in his presence is asking for death. Once that whip was wrapped around his neck, it was over with. There was nothing he can do, and he did all that with a straight face, pure conviction.
He was waiting for that.
For revealing to me how the corruption of the world has...
He didn't have no smirk on his face. Dang, that was crazy.
I had a feeling he was gonna end up like that eventually because he took some shit. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen.
Thanks.
Made us way to Dracula's court. Thank you for showing me the truth.
Right, that part.
That guy had to have the worst day of all worst days. Nothing went his way. And Carmilla was like, damn, where's that guy at? Whole time his ashes are flying by her window. But later on, Hector was talking with him. He said they needed to be the clear voice amongst all the noise. He asked for a plan and we need to give him one. Let's go to Brilia and prevent anyone from escaping. And I guess Isaac was cool with that. Immediately after, he's speaking with Carmilla about how the plan is going well, how he got Isaac to agree and how he made soldiers to fight with them. And honestly, the way this show started, you forget that Dracula is actually evil. Cause Isaac pulled up and told him what him and Hector spoke about. He said Hector is still loyal but not so sure about the others. He was about to explain, but the guy just didn't care. He said, let's just go to Brilia so they'll calm down. And that sparked a whole flashback on how he used to love the details. One time the merchants disrespected him, so he took it upon himself to gather information, burn the town to the ground, knowing they would send their wives and children out. So once they went back to get their most valuable goods, he bodied them. Not a soul stood a chance. But this last guy, I don't know, he must have said something outlandish. He dragged them out and let the team have him. Now Dracula is evil, but he's like a responsible evil. there were 40 people who disrespected him. So he took out those 40 people only. A message had to be made though, so he put every single one of them on sticks. On the mountain too, so the wives and children had a clear view. Did all that because of disrespect.
He put them on shish kebabs. Damn.
He said, y'all all gonna see what the fuck is up.
Right. Reminded.
That's crazy.
We don't even know what he classifies as disrespect. That can range from punching him in the face to simply looking in his direction, because how does 40 people disrespect you in one day? But that's when Hector and Carmilla walked in, told him the plan, blah, 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 y'all know what it is. So Carmilla was like, yes, I'm in control, Hector. You are. Then she went on this whole rant about how anyone could have done it, but she had to step up. And she had the nerve to call this man a puppy. Bitch, who do you think? And she was like, oh no, you're too deep in now. You can't turn back. Who? Who can't? I would have turned around and snitched so quick. Dracula, Dracula. That's all you would have heard when I'm running through the halls. You're not making that alive. But while all that was going on, the squad already made it to the house. Trevor found this new whip, and about 5 episodes later, they finally found something of use. I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but Dracula can teleport his castle wherever he wants. But this spell she found is used to lock it in place. Problem is that part of it isn't done, but Jennifer says she can finish it. And as she says that, the place gets attacked. There's nothing they can really do to stop him, so Alucard focused on locating Dracula's castle. Jennifer worked on finishing that spell while Trevor holds them back. And I know damn well that cut to the ankle ain't caused all that blood. But the second one comes in, unarmed Trevor, so he pulls out the whip, good deflect, but he wraps it around the spear, backhanded his goofy ass, stepped on it, wrapping it around the forearm, stomped that boy down. But this fire cat bat thing pulls up, so he picks dude up, rocked his ass real quick, immediately takes out the creature, damn near took himself out too. This one came back for seconds, knocking the whip down, so Trevor busted a move real quick, took his weapon and murked him just like that. And peep what he says after.
When you get back to whatever steaming underworld shithole you came from, you tell them there are still Belmonts up here.
Job's not finished though, another pulled up, dragged him to this bridge just to sit there and take these hits. Like, what are you doing? Why did you allow him to beat on you for so long before fighting back? So he flew behind him just to get his skull cracked. Trevor runs in, got flipped over, and honestly, this thing was putting on a good show of defense, but I'm convinced they're all slightly stupid. Because once Trevor threw his hands out, he couldn't fathom the idea of putting his hands back down. He just sat there eating mean combos. Got murked for that too. While that was happening, Alucard catches Dracula right as he teleported to Brilia. And this is the only city who had an army on standby. Or so I thought. This is actually Carmilla's troops taking out Dracula's army. And right before, she had the bishop turn the water holy, so any vampire who falls in there is doomed. So the generals retreated while Carmilla's forces advanced, stormed in through the front door, so Isaac went and told Dracula what's going on, that they've been betrayed. Once Isaac said what armor they were wearing, he knew exactly who it was.
Then we go downstairs, Isaac. Nobody takes my castle from me.
And this is when Jennifer finished the spell, and I guess it can do more than just lock it in place. She can move it anywhere she wants. Ended up putting it right next to them. They were mid-fight, but once Trevor entered the room, the battle stopped. The Belmont name alone terrifies them, but actually seeing one is a whole different thing. Whatever beef they had was put on pause. The death of the Belmont came first. All the small fry was handled easily, but all of a sudden, Alucard can turn into a wolf. I don't know what purpose this form serves. Is that for shock factor? But he turned back, hit dude with a double gut shot, finished it with a straight to the dome, went to this guy, blocked his spear, hit him with a backhand of doom, open palm to the chest, flips over the next guy, killed him with a blade and look at him. He know that shit was a clip. Can't forget about the Avatar though, got the weaklings out of there real quick. And she proved to all of us that she ain't no support type. That little finger wag is clean. And what you thought this was, the mag is never empty. Started pushing it forward and this idiot jumps on top like, nigga, she can control the ice. I can see why Camilla got her way. These generals have 3 brain cells. Then we see Trevor do this guy the worst way. He wrapped him with the whip, knocked the end piece in his mouth, sweet chin music his ass out the way and blew it up alongside the minions. And the two of them took out a general each. Alucard can't be the only one who doesn't, but he was fighting 3 of them though. You can't aura farm in this one, bud. So Jennifer ended up freezing 1, so that makes 2 for her. She alley-oops Trevor up, grabbing his legs, and shorty right here is just sorry. You seen him coming and didn't even try to dodge. Did you forget you were flying? You could move in the air. So Trevor drags dude down for Jennifer to end the fight with a new high score of 3 general kills. Threw his body down too, walked off on his ass. So that's when we cut to Isaac. Block, get off him. Good dodge, weave, slip. Alright, that was cute. Gonna have to do better than that. Flip the blade, plus 10 swag points. Double dodge, block both hits. He weaves the stab, uses the whip. Yeah, give me that shit.
Oh my god, what is that?
So he ran at Dracula telling him his son is here. He was fully ready to put his life on the line, but Dracula didn't allow it. Instead, he sent him away. Now, I have mixed signals, because do you fuck with him or not? You could have sent him anywhere in the world, but you chose a desert. What? Not even a box lunch or anything, just threw him into dehydration. But now it's time for that father-son reunion. You couldn't stop me before. Yeah, well, this time you're getting jumped. Instantly went for the stab, but 3 fingers was enough to stop that, and it wasn't starting off so hot.
Are you serious? You came all this way just to be ass?
Backhanded that man into the fireplace like, damn. Trevor barely was given a chance, shoulder checked him crazy, and Jennifer tried her best but got dealt with. So Trevor runs back in. I know you ain't just creased the cloak. Almost ended him right there, but Alucard stops it. Jennifer runs in with a point-blank fire spell, and you're not safe either. But Trevor actually got a stab off, somehow doing better than the guy's son. Like, you're half Dracula, you gotta do better. He ends up throwing him into Jennifer. Alucard tackles him, puts both arms up.
He just woke up.
Light work, no reaction, moves his arm aside, chops the neck. Trevor finally pulls out the whip, lands a direct hit, but that little toy doesn't work on a vampire like this.
I am Vlad Dracula Tepesh, and I have had enough!
Sends some lava ball, but Jennifer uses her airbend. Trevor holds his ground. Alucard pushes it back with his sword and eventually broke through. Left the sword behind. He said no worries. I don't need it anyway. The clash right here. Alucard actually landed a hit, but he just ate that. Dracula with the uppercut. Alucard blocks the left. They switch sides. He connects a mean left hook. The right gets blocked, I think. I don't know. Dracula runs straight into a right hook through a right of his own. It gets blocked. Alucard is definitely in the lead, but it ain't close to being over though. Blocks the right, shows him the correct way to throw that shit. Eats that left, elbow straight to the ribs. Get off me. Chasing him down now. Sidestep, shovel hook to the spine. Weave the slice, the left connects, flashes out the way, comes back in with a flying kick. Flashes again, knee straight to the skull. Bitch, one more time between the eyes. And to be honest, I don't know what bro was aiming for right here. He could have stood still and you still would have missed. But he spears him away.
Come on, don't tell me this is the best my son can do.
Threw him into the next floor, and bro laughed when he picked up a piece of wood. Another stage transition, and this sequence is so tough. Back up, weave, uppercut, block.
Matter of fact, I think this room better.
Alucard was finally tired of getting bullied from room to room, so he finally took initiative, just to get tossed away. Hit him with 2 haymakers, cameraman changed the angle. Broke the guard, landed a mean back fist, gut punch took him off the ground, comboed that into a nasty straight, and just look at the fit, that junk clean. And I guess Alucard's thing is speed. The DJ played a whole song just for it to be turned off in 5 seconds. Yeah, if y'all win this, it's because of plot armor, because no way. Knocked you into the hallway just to knock you into another room, but this wasn't just any room. It was the room Alucard grew up in, and that's when Dracula realized what he's doing. He's killing his own son. So he pretty much gave up. He wasn't fighting anymore. Alucard grabbed the bedpost and killed him.
Dang, killed his own dad.
But even with Dracula's death, the war doesn't just stop. Carmilla is taking his opportunity to pretty much become the leader of this world, and Hector has no choice but to obey. Put a collar on his neck and started beating him crazy. She needs to be put down expeditiously, and turns out Isaac is doing just fine. Some people pulled up on him and he handled it pretty easily. And since he can revive the dead, he said, you know what? I think I'll like an army. So that's the type of time he's on now. Cut to Trevor and Jennifer, and they plan on continuing this adventure of theirs. The Night Army doesn't just vanish with Dracula's death. They're still out there causing havoc. Alucard stood behind though, making the Belmont's library and the castle his new home. But yeah, that's Castlevania.
There we go. There we go.
That was great. That was actually really good.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed that.
Thanks.
That was good right there. I mean, what y'all think about that video, man? Hey, it had to be good if Cutie DC was looking the whole time. This had to be a pretty decent video, no cop. You know what I'm saying? This had to be, you know, but what y'all think about that video?
I want to go watch it now.
Oh, God.
Me too. It actually
I was
looks
rooting for
really
Dracula.
Nah, it looked great.
It looked great.
Yeah, like it was entertaining. Like, you know how sometimes animes, when you're watching them, like it's only like bits and pieces that kind of keep you engaged. This one felt like the whole thing would actually keep you entertained and engaged, like not just certain episodes. That's just my thing.
What you was gonna say, Faylo?
I said low key. I didn't hate why Dracula did it. Maybe I have to watch it. Maybe I have to hate him a little bit more, but
I was rooting for him.
Yeah, right. I was like, they killed an innocent girl that just so happened to be his wife.
Yeah.
Y'all studied it.
Did the babies have to go out too? No.
Yeah.
The man scorned, man. He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurting.
Yeah. He hated humanity so much because that's what happened. So he wanted to just kill everybody. Nobody's innocent, you know.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck this shit." He was like, "Yo, wrap it up."
Jennifer though, that was my favorite character though. On his she was going crazy.
Yeah,
you know, I like
that's the airbender one, right?
Yeah, the airbender one. You know, I like how she was able to do everything, and she was actually able to fight. Because you have some characters like Invincible, man. You know, the girl, she got some powers, but she can't really do too much with it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Jennifer, she was a different type of beast. I ain't gonna cap. You know what I'm saying? Jennifer was a different type of beast. But make sure y'all follow these beautiful ladies, man. Y'all hit that like. Hit that sub, man. We all gang. Hold up, dog. Don't leave yet, man. Let me know what girl you like best in this reaction. Also, guys, man, go ahead, join the membership, man. We're going to be having videos that only members can see going forward. Don't complain if you ain't no member, because the membership about to be lit, gang. You know what I'm saying? And was this a Yap Fest? Was this video a Yap Fest? Anyway, hit the like and sub. Also, man, check out one of these videos before you leave, man. All right, gang?